Now, 2018, don't you go thinking you can just slip a slasher movie like that by me. Not gonna happen. Hellfest stars Amy Forsyth, Bex Taylor-Klaus, and is directed by Gregory Plotkin. What's up, guys? We have a brand new slasher movie. We had Strangers Prey at Night earlier this year, and now we got this, and then we got Halloween 2018 coming up next month. You know, less than a month away. But Hellfest is one that kind of slipped under the radar. I haven't seen too much about this movie. Seen a couple trailers along the way, but as soon as I saw the first trailer, I thought, oh, I have to see this. Just because of the plot. This is an irresistible plot, so I'm looking forward to getting into this review. First off, though, quick shout out, Ricardo Van Den Broek. I hope I said that right. Just because he asked for a shout out in one of the comments. So there's your shout out, Ricardo. But let's get right into this review. Quick plot synopsis. This is a very simple slasher plot. It's this group of friends. They have their friend Natalie that they want to get, I guess she's kind of been down in the dumps, so they take her to Hellfest, which is this horror theme park. It's kind of like Halloween Horror Nights. I literally just went to Halloween Horror Nights like 2 weeks ago.
Guys, make sure you check out Poltergeist. Really good. All the iconic scenes are there. You got the kitchen scene, the bed scene at the end, and then there's like a whole clown section, which is so badass. So be sure to check out the Poltergeist section. So I know everybody's going to go for Halloween and they're going to go for Stranger Things, but Poltergeist is one of the best so far.
That's another reason why I was really looking forward to this, because after that experience, I was like, hell yeah, a horror movie based around this environment, it's got to be badass, right? So yeah, I'm glad I checked this out because of that. So that experience really made me want to check out Hellfest. This is as simple a plot as any Friday the 13th film. 95% of this movie takes place at Hellfest, and that's a good thing. I like it. It's almost like an isolated environment type of film. But just to get right down to the nuts and bolts of this, the pros, production designers don't really get the credit that they deserve. And I felt the need, as soon as I watched this, I have to give this production designer some credit. I looked his name up, Michael Perry. This world that is created, it made me want to go there immediately. It just looks so rich. Production value is all over the place. And then the cinematography by Jose Montero. As far as like cinematography goes, this is like right up there with the Halloween franchise. You know, Friday movies are known for being in the campgrounds and whatnot, but this is just like bathed in beautiful colors. You got your purples, you got your blues. It's a nighttime environment. So as far as like an atmosphere for a slasher movie goes, this is like right up your alley. It just looks gorgeous. We haven't even gotten to like the characters yet. Now, as far as like super high praise goes, the buck stops there. Don't start thinking that I'm going to give this movie a super high rating, because there are definitely problems. As far as things that I thought were just okay, the pacing is good in this movie. You know, it really flies by quick. It does what a slasher movie should do. You know, you have a kill spaced out evenly throughout. You know, I'd say like every 15 minutes there's another kill. So it really, you know, checks off that checklist, all the boxes that need to be checked off for a slasher movie. But I guess my biggest problem with this is just the meh factor. Outside of the production design and the cinematography, it doesn't really shoot for the stars in, say, like the character department or like the kills department, really. First off, the characters, I do like a couple of these characters. Bex Taylor-Klaus, you might remember her from the Scream TV series. She played Audrey. She was definitely one of the best characters of that show. And I think she is probably the best character in this movie. She plays Taylor. She really reminded me of like Hayden Panettiere from Scream 4. And she had a lot of fun moments. You could tell that she was really giving it her all in this movie. And then Amy Forsyth, who plays Natalie, you know, she's a decent final girl. Nothing special. She doesn't like shoot for the stratosphere or anything, but I still enjoyed her as a character. And there are scenes in this that took me back to when I was, you know, a young teenager, and I would go to like this local amusement park that had like a little haunted house, but it had all this other stuff too. And, you know, just meeting girls and riding rides together and having fun. It definitely takes you back to that, and that is a nice aspect to it. But now, I guess one of my biggest cons for this is the killer. I like the look of the killer, but I mean, let's face it, he's pretty much a Myers ripoff without the mystique. I really found no mystique about the character at all, except for the beginning. I do like how he just like randomly walks into an amusement park. They don't show his face, and I had the feeling that, oh, this is not gonna really be a whodunit. You're gonna get that vibe right away when he walks in, because we're introduced to all our main characters. After the characters walk in, then he walks in after them. So you know this is not really a whodunit. This is a killer outside of the main characters, and where do we go from there? How much do we reveal about the character? And I'm all for not revealing that much about the character, but I do like to have a little bit of mystery behind him, a little bit of mystique. Giving you an example with Halloween, what we did know about Michael was that he was this 6-year-old child, killed his family for no apparent reason whatsoever. So we had that like pure evil backbone, where we didn't really have any of that with this. And there is an ending, and I'll talk about that ending after the rating, just so you guys know where I'm coming from. And I did find the reveal, I guess, of the killer pretty interesting at the very end. And like I said, we'll talk about that after the rating. And also, I gotta mention Tony Todd's in this, but he really doesn't do that much. He's in this movie for like maybe 5 minutes. You got that great Tony Todd voice, but outside of that, if you're a big, massive Tony Todd fan, you might be disappointed. And paper-thin characters, I'll give it a little bit of a pass because this is a slasher movie, and you don't really expect too much in the character department for good slasher movies, but if they are, then it's kind of a bonus. So in the end, guys, I'm going to give this just a straight up down the middle humdrum. I did have a decent time with it. It wasn't too bad, but ultimately it is forgettable, and that's a shame given the premise and how beautiful the cinematography is in this and the production design. And also on the Killer Flicks front, we're going to be doing a Killer Flicks watch party, probably in the middle of October. You have to be a member of Killer Flicks to join into this thing, but it's going to be really fun. And how it's going to work is I've already posted a poll on Killer Flicks. Everybody voted for Trick or Treat. So we're going to be doing Trick or Treat. And the way you can do it is A, become a member of Killer Flicks, and B, watch for the link, because it's going to be an unlisted link that I'm going to create. It's going to go on my YouTube channel, and I'll post the unlisted link in Killer Flicks. All you'll do is click on that, and then it'll be me and some guests. And we're going to be talking about Trick or Treat with you guys in the chat. So this will be a pretty chat responsive event too. I'm going to be going into the chat back and forth, getting ideas from you guys. But we're all going to be watching Trick or Treat together. It's going to be really fun. It'll be the very first Killer Flicks watch party. Looking forward to seeing you there. Now quickly, let's jump into some the spoiler, the big reveal at the end. The killer, he comes home, and he opens this cabinet, and he's got like, a collection of masks, and this was just one of them. And then, he turns around, goes into his living room, and his daughter is just laying on the couch. And so this is like, he's like me. He's like just a family man. I did like that about this. That was pretty cool. And you could actually go into a sequel with this, and the killer could be wearing a different mask. So that is kind of interesting too, because we don't really have too many slasher franchises where the killer wears a different mask in every movie. I mean, you got the first few Friday movies where Jason went from a sackhead to his iconic hockey mask, but then the rest of the franchise isn't a hockey mask. So I dug that about this. So anyway, guys, that is my review for Hellfest. What are your thoughts? Post down in the comments. Also, let me know in the comments if you plan on going to any like horror fests or horror theme parks or anything like that, Halloween Horror Nights. I'm curious to know. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free for Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and now Stardust. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.